Well, this can't be right. It looks like no church. What a look inside. Yes. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. An epitaph is engraved on the stone ray marker. Rayland's generous disposition will be missed. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HD A191D, field date June 29th. Notes for Elman. Sam Boone and Ryan Niswonger, we think you two would really have liked each other. HD A192B, field date July 24th. We're finished. Jonathan Rickman always had a fired up look, probably still does. HD A1298, HD A192E, field date August 1st, after taste of rainwater. Paolo Pedersini or Eric Konska, HD A192N, field date September 8th, sweet and fun girl. Eddie Bell would have wanted it this way. HD A192Q, field date September 9th, maple turpentine. Matt McLincy should have said something. HD A192S, field date November 1st, sense of foreboding. A no seems reasonable. HD A192Y, field date November 2nd, easy on the nose. Find any lizards? I wasn't really looking. Nice cover story, kid. Is that guy your boyfriend? Nah, what's a boyfriend anyway? It's a word people use because everyone else does. Doesn't mean anything to me. He's my cricket. See? It means something. It's specific. I want to be specific. I think you are. It's the middle of the night and here you are in a graveyard and any other kid your age will be in bed. You have just got to make choice and all them. You think I was born this fussy? I came off the assembly line about a half foot shorter and no ray, no eyes. They were going to have us clearing out in the whole mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. A bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over, and we knew we were minors. We slipped out onto the road, just these two featureless shadows, and ever since that night we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel more like myself every day. I feel more like myself when it's just me and Julian. Well, there, now you're getting specific. There you are, what you find there. It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. It doesn't matter. Right, okay, we got what we need. Let's go. Trace an orbit around the road and close your eyes with holy dread, for we on mold and whiskey fed and drank from rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machines, but I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh, soon the visions will return. What have you found? They say you need to type in a specific phrase to restore it. Oh, a bit of a poem to realize the illustrious spirit. Of course. Well then, type away. By all means, do not hesitate. Type away. A man wearing large glasses inspects the ceiling. Okay, we're supposed to type them in there. We're just following instructions. Here we go. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Check out the building. You are inside the building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible modern electric lantern nearby. Get the lantern. Get lantern. Taken. Exit building. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter. Just tie your direction. Note. You are in open forest with a deep valley to one side. Can we climb a tree? Climb tree. I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Sorry. Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole. You can't see any such thing. Very limited vocabulary. Shout. You're in forest. Hey, it's a maze. No, east. East. You're in forest. Lula is here, shouldering replacement covenants in a small handmade radio. Oh, we should talk to her. Ask Lula how she's doing. I don't know. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio circuits regularly as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. East. You're in forest. Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket bracelet. A small ray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozed comfortably on top of his backpack. Maybe he has something to say. Listen. Donald, I was just transcribing your footsteps. Shout like. Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on from right to left. Long, weary song, really gone, dearly gone. You're a bit of melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. I've been noting down the sounds of the forest with an ear for speech and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punch cards. Is You are at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the round sinks into darkness. The computer types to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, dipping uncomfortably against your collarbone. Shine the lamp into the hole. Light lamp. Your lamp is now on. Shine lamp in hole. The lamp light only reaches a few yards down the hole, where the rock is covered in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. Lean in a bit and check it out. Down. The cave walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. You lose your footing and fall to your death. Your score was 0 out of a possible 8,192. What? You may continue a week. Continue. Maybe try using the rope to climb down safely. Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lola and Joseph descend carefully after you. You are in Bedquill, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last strip, so everything's down here now. Say something back to her. Say something back. You're making awkward joke. Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive. Ask her about the cave. Ask Lula about cave. Having second thoughts, I don't blame you. It's unsettling down here. We're occultists. Earlier, as we were climbing down, I thought I heard voices for a moment. Not voices themselves, but the echoes of voices singing some kind of eerie, tuneless working song. I'm glad I'm not down here alone. What's the gear they carry? Ask Lula about gear. Sure, don't know. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all turned up to my voice so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punch cards he transcribed from the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey, Dodo, can you help me? Wire up these generators. I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Maybe we have Lula. She'll have some more to tell us. Have Lula. Thanks, Dodo. I can never remember which color liquors to which bin. Lula begins unpacking a box of wires and terminals. Do you think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean. Maybe some old pottery shards from when the world was young and early men and women huddled in these caves too. Do you know, I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils, sadder than the animals' remains. I mean, we might come across a petrified mollusk or a partial dinosaur footprint, and we say there was a point of contact here where a body touched the earth, and maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared and has moved on anyway, and that's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls, and I see a crude painting thousands of years old, two men and a woman, charcoal and blood on rock. Someone put that there to keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship, or a moment, a worry maybe, a regret. She made a painting to keep something alive for her, but like that dead mollusk and that itinerant dinosaur, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting, this dangling copy with no original. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Let's check it out. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. That got kind of intense back there. No wonder they're still thinking about it. The tunnel narrows and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surface. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dammed by water. The tunnel opens into the lounge room. You are in a large irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, strapped in black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally, let's listen to what he says. The stranger reached for the box he is carrying and pressed a plastic button. The box whirls to life, and a clucky voice blurts something unintelligible, then slow to a deep rumble. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Follow Lula. Run north. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Sharp shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually you find yourselves cornered. You have hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her. Comfort Lula. You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. It sounds like they've gone back to work. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact, then we find our way back to the equipment. You are in bed queue along east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? She seems pretty scared. Reassure Lula. I know, but never mind. I don't want to think about it. I guess we should wait for Joseph here. This is where he'll go, right? May as well wait. Wait. Time passes. Lula nervously runs her hand along a vein in the cave wall. Search for him. Search. I only understood you are as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. Down one of the tunnels. Search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. With the equipment. Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment cast angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Joseph clamps down from the rope still tied above. That damn sound. Those damn voices. I don't even know what direction I was running. I walked through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn and every round felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I end up here, and I hit. I panicked. I heard you talking. but I didn't think I could trust my sense. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my sense. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero, and I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes, weird images got burnt in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, and an ankle. Lola looks down at her feet. What's up with Lula? Asked Lula what is up. Nothing. Just Joseph, you sound disturbed. Lula, you heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. Get him back on track, we're so close. Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you are working on together. You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. Tell him we can hide from the strangers. Suggest finding a hiding place. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop, you stupid fires ringing through the whole damn cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the Zero. I think we need her to stay. Ask Lula to stay. You've with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it. Lula and Joseph had left. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you ever trust the gift of your friendship. Frederick sounds like Barrow had his heart broken. You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passage for the new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vanity, and in the truth. My Aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole into musicography thing, she was a painter, mostly nude and noise. She had this model, I'll never forget him. Big classically physical guy, looked like he was about to storm joy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posting somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room, while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile and worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had this magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting early spring. I think it was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he do this weird indignant shuffle thing. All the wind from the open window would push it around. Or he started and turned his neck when Weaver or I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now. Just that black swirl, probably the best one she ever painted. After what may have been years, you stumble out of the tunnel into the cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like roses course. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance 0. Realism index 37%. Romance index 2%. Mole coverage 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistance to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Hire a new research assistant. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to a university message box. You have hired Weaver, who studies mathematics. Hire a new research assistant. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to a university message box. No new applicants. Try again later. Assign assistants to a task. Assign. You may assign research assistant to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Debugging. Assigning available research assistant to debugging. Hire a new research assistant. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to a university message box. No new applicants. Try again later. Sleep. Sleep. Time passes. Weaver widens tunnel slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance 1. Realism index 47. Romance index 0%. Mole coverage 10%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Uploading job advertisement to university message box. You have hired Amy, who studies human-computer interaction. Assign. You may assign research assistant to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Transcriptions. You have 2 research assistants available today. Assign how many to transcription? 1. Hire a new research. Sleep. Time passes. Weaver types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Recently, black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistant 2. Realism index 37%. Romance index 15%. Mole coverage 18%. You have hired Rick, who studies library science. You may assign research assistant to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Speculation. You have 3 research assistants available today. Assign how many to speculation? 3. Time passes. Rip posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. We will discuss centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Amy makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Intruders! The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. Research Assistant 3. Realism Index 12%. Romance Index 50%. Mole coverage 0%. You have hired Red, who study architecture. Shy. Red fits some weird mat with some weirder mat. We will make adjustments to the echolocations around the algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Amy identifies a bird with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Red fits bats. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistant 3. Realism Index 43%. Romance Index 36%. Mole Coverage 8%. Amy Fishbugs. Rich carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all their variations over a period of several hours. Red mused about the love lives of fungal colonies. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Maybe we should try to start over or something. This doesn't seem to be helping. Research Assistant 3. Realism Index 59%. Romance Index 50%. Mole Coverage 60%. You have hired Marianne, who studied fine art. Marianne Fishbugs. Red Fishbugs. Red summarized the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Amy had ideas. A mail carrier of bicycle brings you a sizable bill from the power company. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistant 4. Realism Index 83%. Romance Index 35%. Mole Coverage 27%. You have hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales. Rich Fishbugs. Amy Fishbugs. Roberta extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Mary Anne's cry experience. Red had ideas. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Research Assistant 5. Realism Index 100%. Romance Index 22%. Mole Coverage 0%. You have hired Andrew who studies statistics. Amy transfer experience. You prepare a nutritional meal of boiled camels, seasoned with salty, translucent paste. You harvest at great personal risk from stalactites. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistant said realism index 100%, romance index 49%, more coverage 10%. Connection failed. University message boards have been discontinued. You, Lula, and Joseph stay in the hallway. The walls are bland, baggy. It's just after winter water, but before spring, so there are no students around. Joseph says something clever, and Lula leans on his shoulder. You wish that, instead, she had taken your hand, or that there were any other option. Now's the time to continue your work. Come on, kid, we got stuff to do. You sure you want to quit? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. Exit? Exit? But you aren't in anything at the moment. Maybe you had to lose or die somehow in order to start over. Smash the computer. Smash computer. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Maybe we have to weigh it out. Weigh in definitely time passes. Research assistants comes and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices out in the tunnels. Years pass, more accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants tend to burn in disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, no friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of life, end of fight, fresh indicated week. Huh?